This move positions Macron at the forefront of French politics, emphasizing his determination to remain a pivotal figure, particularly in the face of right-wing opposition. This reshuffle can be seen as an acknowledgement of past struggles, especially following the Renaissance Party's underperformance in the 2022 legislative election. The new government's policy orientation, as articulated by Attal, echoes conservative themes, signaling a deliberate outreach to right-leaning constituents.
Welcome to TFI Global, the antidote to mass delusion.
As the European Parliament election looms this June, a significant shift towards the right wing is anticipated, according to a comprehensive study by the European Council on Foreign Relations. This political tide is expected to influence the leadership of key EU institutions, including the European Commission, marking a potential pivot to the right in the governance of the EU. In the face of declining poll numbers, French President Emmanuel Macron has undertaken a strategic reshuffle, dismissing his Prime Minister and overhauling his government last month. This move positions Macron at the forefront of French politics, emphasizing his determination to remain a pivotal figure, particularly in the face of right-wing opposition. Central to his political narrative is a staunch pro-Europeanism and a firm backing of Ukraine, as Macron aims to appeal to the centre-right or the liberal loony right in a bid to consolidate a formidable stance for the impending European vote. The recent government reformation in France underscores the centrality of Macron's leadership, with the new cabinet heavily leaning towards his vision. Many of the newly appointed ministers, including Prime Minister Gabriel Attal, are Macron proteges, having ascended the political ladder under his guidance. The overhaul also saw the exit of ministers perceived as either inadequately aligned with Macron's objectives or openly dissenting. This reshuffle can be seen as an acknowledgement of past struggles, especially following the Renaissance Party's underperformance in the 2022 legislative election. Macron's attempt to navigate through parliamentary coalitions to advance his legislative agenda encountered significant obstacles, resorting to forceful measures for critical reforms and even losing grip on parliamentary proceedings at one point. The shift towards a more centralized decision-making approach, with Macron at the helm and the Prime Minister executing his directives, reflects a strategic recalibration ahead of future electoral challenges. In a tactical pivot, Macron's government now encompasses figures from the broader right-wing spectrum, indicating an effort to attract traditional right-wing voters. The new government's policy orientation, as articulated by Attal, echoes conservative themes, signaling a deliberate outreach to right-leaning constituents. Confronting the right wing's ascendancy, particularly Marine Le Pen's Rassemblement National leading the polls, Macron's strategy involves a direct challenge to the right wing's propositions, continuing his narrative against their political quote-unquote incoherence. His call for tangible action and results aims to differentiate his administration from the right-wing rhetoric. The inclusion of youthful and dynamic figures in key government positions, mirroring Macron's earlier successful tactics, serves to rejuvenate his administration's image and counter the right-wing's appeal. A cornerstone of Macron's political doctrine is his unwavering support for the European Union, positioning himself as the antithesis to the right-wing's Euroscepticism. Amid domestic challenges, Macron has consistently championed EU-centric solutions, underlining his commitment to the European project and its role in addressing national issues. This pro-European stance, coupled with a proactive policy on Ukraine, is intended to solidify Macron's image as a bulwark against the right wing, with new appointments like Foreign Minister Stéphane Séjourné reinforcing this orientation. The political landscape in Europe is, of course, witnessing a retreat of centrist forces amid the rise of populism and right wing. The outcome of the upcoming European Parliament election could diminish the liberal Renew group's influence, affecting the balance of power in EU institutions. Macron's strategic positioning and government reshuffle aim to mitigate this shift, preserving his pro-European and pro-Ukrainian advocacy. This delicate balancing act between appealing to the liberal loony right, also known as the centre-right, and upholding core EU values will be crucial in Macron's endeavour to maintain his influence in European politics amidst the challenges posed by the right wing's momentum. But I have a question. If the EU is firmly taken over by the right wing, what will Macron advocate? Will he turn into a Eurosceptic himself?